All right, everybody. Sorry about that. Tad bit late this morning, but we can go ahead and get started. For those of you who are just seeing this for the first time, what I usually do here is I um, review some trades that I had during the week and also break down the markets and show you some other trades that I'll be looking at for the rest of this week. So let's go ahead and get started. All right. We'll be starting with the US dollar. And the euro dollar, sorry. Okay, so earlier or late last week, actually, we did complete that bad pattern. For those of you who are longer term traders who took advantage of that, we still haven't reached our first targets, and it's about let's see, about 120 pips to that first target still. So for those of you, you're probably still holding to that trade. So let's go down to the 240. Okay. Nothing much on the 240. Nothing much on the 60 also. Let's go to dollar CAD. Dollar CAD, we did come back to that previous level of structure from last week. If you saw last week's, we actually identified this level right here for price to come back up to that, or back up to that level of structure. If you look left, you'll see that. And for price to come back down to this level of structure. Now, what is happening at this time is we're actually getting some consolidation at these two levels right here. So we're still waiting on that. Let's go down to the 240. Nothing much there. 60. Let's see. Nothing much there either. So let's go to dollar yen. Yep. All right, so dollar yen. Right now, it looks like we might put a double bottom right here. See this? And we could also possibly get a divergence on our RSI. Now, we don't really have any structure looking left at this level, but what we do have is an even handle number, and usually that acts as a structure also. Most often on yen pairs, they do respect that even handle number a lot more compared to other pairs that I've seen. So let's go back, or let's go down to our 240 first. Nothing really here on the 240. On that 60-minute, I did have this bat pattern right here that completed, I believe it was Tuesday morning that it completed. And it's still heading down to target ones. It did have some sort of consolidation right at this level, about the 113.80, which, on some people, if you get scared of that because you saw some consolidation when you're, for example, when you're over right here, you see, oh, there's a double bottom, and you see some people that could get scared of that trade, exit out right there, and then find this. And obviously we don't know yet if we're going to get to the first targets, but if we do close below this level, it would be it's pretty much showing us a higher probability that it would hit our first targets. And we're still waiting for the close of this candle to see if we do close below this level right here, the lows of these candles. Okay, now let's go to pound dollar. Okay. And so pound dollar on the daily, we've been seeing some bearish trends lately. And if we take a look at this and see, okay, if price comes back up to hit our 886 without violating this low, we will also have a bat pattern completion right there. It's a bear bat pattern that would complete at the 5109 level of structure. It's right around the 5100. So usually on a daily chart, you do about 10 pips of front run, or you want to just go below that 5100 even to help with the fill if you do take those longer term trades. So let's go down to 240. Let's 240 first. Okay. 240. We have, let's see what we have here. Oh, barely. We do have a bat pattern right there. With my data, it did miss the 618. So this is a bat pattern for me. And if we do this, X to E, A to B, B to C, and C to D completion. So our 886 is at 142.06. We do have that even handle right there at the 4200. So at completion. Now, one thing to be mindful of is that the pound or this specific pattern right here is actually a pretty big pattern. First targets on that is about 176. ATR here on the 4 hours at least has been quite big, and you probably want to be below that 140 even right here to be safe with your stops. That would still give you about 200. Oh. That's, I'm sorry about that. The 41 even actually is what we want to be that even handle number right there is what we want to be mindful of. Now we do have this little blip right here that price could still hit, and that's around that 141 even. And we just want to be a little bit below that to be a little bit more safe with our stop placement. And that 141 is about, let's see, it's about 106. So that's still above 100 pips of risk. But you are looking to gain about 176 of pips to first targets and about 284 pips to second targets. Let's go down to the 60-minute. And nothing much there in the 60. Let's go to Aussie dollar. All right. Let's see. Aussie dollar, we've been seeing a lot of consolidation, especially with this pair. We've also been seeing a lot of patterns form in this pair. If this comes back down to hit our 127 extension of this leg, this could be a possible bull Gartley pattern. For those of you who take longer term trade, could be right here and right there. Daily charts or daily patterns in general would really give you a higher risk and also a higher reward for patterns. So just be mindful of that. And also it would take a lot longer compared to your swing trader and your shorter term trades. Okay, on the 4-hour, we do have this cipher pattern, and then there's this this was a Gartley pattern that the cipher pattern did complete. I'm still waiting on target 2s on that cipher pattern. The bat, however, did not hit my limit orders, but it is still valid. I'm sorry, not bat, a Gartley pattern. It's still valid. Also, if you take a look at, let's just take this off. Right here, we could have a cipher pattern right here. So cipher pattern right here completes on our this 786 target, same thing, the 382 and the 618 for the target for target 1s and target 2s. If that completes and we don't violate this level of structure right here, we could actually still have that Gartley pattern as a valid pattern. However, you would have to change your B leg to be right around here if it goes below. Oops, sorry about that. If it goes below this low right here. And that will give you, if that happens, that would give you a better entry because it will be a lot closer to your X level, giving you a lower risk for that trade. However, there is a possibility that if that completes and you're not able to hit your 618, then that will be an invalid pattern. But if we did complete that cipher, we'll be able to, that would be a valid pattern. So let's go down to the 60-minute. The 60, I don't really have anything on the 60. No. All right, now we go to New Zealand. New Zealand, about the same thing. We are also in consolidation. Earlier this year, I did find that about New Zealand and New Zealand dollar and Aussie dollar, we're doing about the same in terms of movements and patterns that we see. However, they're still doing about the same in movements. However, they're not doing the same completions on patterns as well as the Aussie dollar. So let's go down to 240. Let's see if we have. All right. Do have a possible Gartley pattern on the 240 New Zealand dollar. Completion at 65.11. X to A to B, A to C, and CD. That is still a little bit, about 65 pips. So it could complete maybe today if we get some movement. And it could possibly be, let's see. Yeah. Could have a cipher pattern. That is completing around the 66, 97, 67, even right there. So we can do a bull Gartley or a bear cipher right there, depending on which one completes first would kind of determine if you still have both patterns valid. For example, if this cipher does complete first, hits and not violate this high right here, and it hits both target 1s and 2 and came down to complete the Gartley pattern, this would still be valid. However, if the Gartley pattern did complete first to hit 127 completion, then our cipher pattern would be invalidated. Let's go down on the 60. We have a smaller pattern right here, if you guys can see it. It's actually, let's see, that would be a bat pattern. So we'll have it. Okay, and let's just change that to kind of give you. And this smaller bat pattern, I think this is only about 20 pips to target 1. So it's a fairly small pattern, but it is a pattern nonetheless. So next one is Euro yen. Okay, Euro yen. All right, on the daily, if you saw last week's, we did identify this move right here, the harmonic move, which is an equal measure move this move right here, these two are equal, and also had equal retracements. We did identify the price would come up to this level of structure looking left, and we anticipated for price to come back down to the previous structure level, which so you can see we did we were able to hit that target right there. The other thing is that price is now at that level of structure, and it's looking like it might hold that level of structure. And if it doesn't, the next level of structure that I'll be looking at is probably around this level right here. So let's go down to Euro Yen. All right, we also have a possible bear bat pattern on the 240. We do still need this price to come back up, violate our B leg for that pattern, and completes in the 88.6. That will be at the 129.75. First targets on that would be the 153. That means that stops would actually be pretty high also. So risk on this trade, you want to be also careful if you'll be able to take this trade, because risk would be a little bit more than 100 pips of risk. But that would be here. Okay, and let's go down to 60. Okay, nothing much there on the 60. And last but not least, you go to pound yen. Pound yen, we did just violate that previous level of structure. Price, then there's actually this even 160 even that did get some reaction from the markets right there. Like I said, a lot of the yen pairs usually respect this even handle numbers a lot more than other pairs. So we could have a double bottom right there, or we could always violate that and get to the next level of structure, which would be around right here on the 158. Let's go to change and 40. Okay, let's see. Okay, nothing on the 240. Let's go to the 60-minute. And nothing on 60-minute also. So there you have it, everyone. That's this week's midweek market breakdown. Do me a favor, if you found this helpful, or you learned anything from here, or you thought this was a good use of your time, hit that like button, or if you're not subscribed yet, subscribe to my YouTube page. And also you can check out my website. It's www.tradingelevated.com, and it would be also on the more information down below. Until next week, everybody, good luck.